I'm down in Barangaroo in Sydney to catch up with Scott Middleton from Terem Joint Ventures. He brings a really interesting lens to the search fund community because of his technology background, and I'm excited to catch up with him and learn more about his view on search now and search into the future. So let's go. So to kick things off, why don't you give us a bit of background on Terem and a little bit about your business?
Terem Joint Ventures builds and spins out businesses from existing companies. What we really look for is we look for an unfair advantage, an existing asset, service line or product, or we look for a whole new opportunity or distribution that we can work on in partnership with an existing company to build a new technology business.
So that combination of kind of new technology and traditional business, it's one of the things that comes out a lot when I'm thinking about kind of small business in Australia and the opportunity for acquisition, because these businesses have been around for a long time. They know their customer, they know their market, but they just can't take it to that next level.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of the search fund ecosystem comes into play. When did you first come across search funds, and kind of what was your experience in getting up that curve?
So I was talking a good friend of mine through the joint ventures model, and he said, "Oh, you're doing a search fund." And I was like, "What's a search fund?" So he sent me, the original paper and a lot of the links and all that. And I got reading, and somehow we'd ended up and arrived at this model that's very similar in how it's structured, how we're thinking about it, the types of opportunities we're going for, really a lot of similarities.
So it's great to have someone with that technology lens in the community, because one of the opportunities that I constantly see for these smaller traditional businesses is that chance to put that technology layer over the top. And so what do you see as the opportunity for search funds after acquisition to get more and more technology into play?
So I think if you look at search funds and this thing of applying all the kind of MBA techniques and tactics to a business that's maybe been a bit unloved or not had that level of business education applied to it, then technology has to naturally fit into your toolkit as to how am I going to use technology to unlock value here. And it can be as simple as automation on one hand, and automation being, fixing some things up in the business to drive some efficiencies. On the other end of the scale, it can be about creating a whole new product or business line that's almost a venture style opportunity where you're in this kind of position in those businesses that fit the search fund model, where they are market leaders in what they're doing in their particular market, or they've got some strengths to them. So you do have a bit of a unique opportunity to go after the venture style, multiple of revenue style business on the one hand, but it doesn't have to be that again. It can be the simple cost efficiency side as well.
Yeah. So there's a lot of excitement in the search fund space at the moment because it's growing really rapidly in Australia, but there's always challenges as you're trying to build new models or try new things. What do you see as being the challenges that lie ahead for the search fund model in this region?
At the end of the day, if you're buying a business off someone who's spent 10, 20 years creating, especially if they've managed to create really strong profits, a good brand, good customers, they probably have made a lot of good relationships with their customers and their employees and their suppliers. And that business probably has a lot of meaning to them in terms of their identity. Really trying to understand and empathize with where those people are at is significantly more important than your deal terms or buy price to begin with anyway, because you've got to be able to get on the same wavelength. It can be simple things like language that's used, how you refer to that person, how you talk about the business, how you talk about the work that they've managed to achieve, and importantly, how you're going to raise the problems that you see in their business as to why you're not going to meet their asking price.
So exactly that valuation point is something that a lot of searchers come up against when they're going through their pipeline. And do you see that as being something where, potentially alongside the searches that are there, there's opportunities for Terem joint ventures to get involved and kind of assist in that process.
Yeah, 100%. That's kind of one of the big reasons why we want to be involved in the search community and big fans of the search community, because it's just this nice relationship. We're looking for CEOs and founding teams. They're the searchers, and we think we can add a bit more than just some money, and be able to unlock, maybe allow them to pay a higher price because we think we can justify it. Maybe talk them out of paying a higher price because that nascent technology is not going to go anywhere. That for us is a really exciting opportunity that we want to play a role in.
Yeah.